Kravchenko's compound in Laos after your team were killed. You went rogue.
No, I wasn't rogue. I was continuing the mission.
You went to Rebirth Island against orders. Why, Mason?
Steiner was there! We had to kill Steiner!
But Hudson and the CIA were already on their way to get Steiner at Rebirth. Why did you have to go?
Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner, they all had to die.
We wanted Steiner alive! Why did you have to kill him?
Because the numbers were telling me to! Why don't you fucking understand?
We are here. Rebirth Island. Source of Dragovich's poison.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Outside. The series, of course, we're going outside maps and missions such as Rebirth, which we're going to do today. I am real excited to see what's hiding outside the bounds of this mission, and if you are too, then leave a like down below. It helps me out a ton, and of course, make sure you're subscribed so you can come back for more, so yeah, don't end up like this guy right here. Real unfortunate for him, huh? With the use of plutonium, I can do things such as turn on no clip, and we get to see what's going on here with this crate. It's not exactly held by anything. It's literally just floating in air, turning, and then getting placed down, where, of course, we take out our first guy here, which we just saw their idle animations suddenly switched to whatever they're doing now. I guess opening the door, doing a little inspection of the monkeys here, and then continuing on with their business.
Short!
You know, I never noticed that he has that little animation there, like he stepped in like a pile of monkey poop. Kind of funny. So I think before we advance this mission, it would be in our best interest to float on up into the air and at least take a look at this docks area here. And starting with that, I suppose we'll take a look at these ships. I don't think there's anything too crazy going on. I mean, we can take a look at some of the tricks being used here with the crates. You can see there's a massive hole here in the middle. It seems like they just stacked them around the outside and used as few of them as they could to make it feel like the entire ship was covered. And it does look like that is the same over here with this ship as well. Now, as far as the front of the ship goes, here's what it looks like. I'm not sure why there's crates up here at all, to be honest with you. I mean, you really don't get much of a look at this during the mission, but here's a look at it. And of course, in the bridge, I mean, there's nothing in here, but this is what it looks like. I think the last interesting detail about these ships is the names. So it has this big old long Russian name that I'm not going to try and pronounce, but as you can see, the one on the right has an 11 stuck to the end of it, while the one on the left does not. And the thing that's kind of cool about this, if we go to the other side of the ship, which of course you never get to see, it does still have this name on it, although the N is kind of covered up by the texture of the ship itself. And if we go to the other side of this ship instead, well, we can see that most of the name is actually missing, and all that is there is Nav. For this little crane system that's going on, there's kind of a little Easter egg just chilling right here. As you can see, it says 3-arc COD right there. Of course, referring to Treyarch. I just think this is awesome. So normally in the mission, of course, you go off to the right here, past all of this AI, and Reznov gives you the path forward. But I want to take a little trip to the left here first. We got a bunch of like buildings here, it seems, such as this one actually, which doesn't really seem to have much of an interior. But I just want to see, like, do we have collision out here? Things like that. And how far does it actually go? It seems like even all these buildings do have collision. We can look into them and see that, yeah, this one's also lacking an interior as well. There's, of course, a bunch of crates going on here, and it looks like this heightened texture right here that we've been on and that most of the mission is on as well seems to just drop off here to a lower texture, which I don't really understand why, but it definitely does. And then further on, we have this one, which we just fall right through. As far as details in this little out-of-the-map section, there isn't anything too terribly interesting. I mean, we got a bunch of, like, canisters here of Nova 6, it seems like, but that is to be expected, I suppose. Although I did notice there's this pathway here just leading off to the left, which is kind of cool to see because, I mean, you never really would otherwise. Which makes you wonder if it was going to be used at some point and it was just left behind by some developer. And lastly, before we start the mission, let's just take a look at what all the AI is doing. So first we have all these worker AI, which are just doing little idle animations here, talking to each other, it seems. And that is about it. And we also have, of course, all of the soldier AI, as well as the Spetsnaz. Which, by the look of it, all of the soldiers, for the most part, are just stored right here. There's 5 of them. Other than these two lone soldiers over here and that one gaggle of soldiers, there is nothing else on this island, it seems. There is no soldiers chilling over here. The soldiers that are up here are not preloaded, so we'll see when they load in later. And as far as the helicopter, well, when we get close, we can see that it's not actually driven by anyone. There is no pilot, and there is no gunner. But yeah, we can see again, the guns on this helicopter are just M60s, just like in Vorkuta. And one last thing before we begin this mission, if we go through this garage door right here, there is a massive hallway in here, and if I go ahead and turn off no clip, we can see we can walk through all of this, which is kind of cool. And at the end of it, there is a door which leads right into the ending room. This is where Steiner is at the very end, making his call to Hudson, and of course that right there is the window that you break open with Weaver. There's even a puddle of blood on the ground, which I'm assuming is supposed to be Steiner's. Steiner himself, however, is nowhere to be found, and that can also be said about all of the AI in this facility. There's no soldiers, and there is no civilians either. Of course, there is plenty more to explore out there, and we will get to it soon enough, but let's go ahead and continue the mission.
We are outnumbered, Mason. We must not attract attention.
So it seems like after starting that first checkpoint, the soldiers start walking around. As you can see, there's two now moving towards the center, and that gaggle of soldiers that was right here has begun to move towards the docks.
Stick to the shadows. Avoid the helicopter spotlight. Go, quickly.
They are beginning to evacuate the facility.
I know we're here.
Мы уверены, это американцы.
Got him. To be honest, there is not very much interesting during this section, so we're kind of just blitzing through it all. Of course, we've taken a look at most of the docks already, but as we follow Reznov up the stairs, of course, the first question is whether that AI is up there at the top of the ladder before we start climbing it. And I got a weird feeling that they're not. Just take a look. Yeah, it seems that is not the case. There is just no one here. So if we go ahead and interact with the ladder real quick, and then I turn on no clip, that is when that AI spawns in. Just out of curiosity though, can I come up here and mess it up? Like if I come up here and I just knife him? Yeah, that works. Oh yeah, and that definitely soft locks the game. But if we go ahead and do this normally, of course the guy, oh, that was quick. But of course doing this normally, we climb the ladder and we can grab this guy's shotgun, pulling him down and having him fall to the water below.
Good. Very good. We are getting close, Mason. We should be able to access Steiner's lab from the roof.
So now Reznov, of course, wants us to climb to the roof. But before we do, let's activate just a little bit of no clip. I want to see what's going on around the side of the building. You never get to see over here, and, well, I guess that's probably why. This side of the building seems to have no textures to it. We can see through everything, and oh my god, look at all those windows down there, too. It's going to be really cool to look through this lab down here because, of course, in case you don't know, I mean, this is the basement of 5. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and advance the mission by getting to the rooftop, which I don't think we need to use the ladder. Let's see what happens if we don't. We're fine. Cool. And what a beautiful view out off the rooftop as well. Oh my god. Can't wait to explore what's going on over there, but soon enough. So before we hop down inside the building, it should be noted that there is absolutely no AI in this building ahead of time. There's no preloaded soldiers ready to fight. The place is completely empty. Now, when we hop on down into this facility, it activates that elevator right there, which is kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. So that just moves down to the bottom floor, although there's nothing inside of it. So I'm not sure why. I guess just as an additional thing. Although it does spawn these AI. And on top of that, I don't think they're in the correct positions. They seem to just have some kind of idle animation, because as we can see, this doctor here that does not hold the gun normally is definitely sitting here like he is. We hit the next trigger and go ahead and hop on this rope. I believe we climb on down it and open up this latch, right? Where is Reznov this whole time, by the way? Are we soft locked? I feel like we are. Uh-oh. It seems like I missed a trigger somewhere along the way. Oh, that's God mode. So, yeah, let me go ahead and no clip on up here. I got a feeling the trigger that I missed is the one that Reznov is sitting right next to, and that's this ladder. We didn't use the ladder to get on top of the roof, and it seems like the game needs us to. So let's go ahead and do that and see. Does that move Reznov? It does. He's disappeared.
They've gone to full alert.
It's the CIA. They want Steiner alive.
Then we must get to him first.
Okay, yeah. So that does do quite a bit, actually. So upon hitting that trigger, it spawns in a couple of helicopters, as well as a big old smoke cloud out here. So let's just go ahead and check it out. Of course, the map is not filled with Nova 6 over here, like it will be later on in the mission. It's simply just some smoke emanating from the street here. But it seems that that also has spawned the helicopters, and those helicopters, they fly all the way over here, and I guess just chill. Although I'm not exactly sure where the second one went to, actually. There seems to only be one left. I believe those helicopters that flew across the map are supposed to be the ones that you shoot down later on in the mission while you're playing as Hudson, so we'll look at that a little bit more, but of course, they're completely different helicopters. Those ones just go over there, rest in their idle animation, and then probably despawn later. We'll take a look at that when we get to that part of the mission, as well as, all of this. Which, yeah, it is all here. Even the vehicles that you roll in on as Hudson are just chilling over here, waiting for that part of the mission to start. Of course, there is no one inside of them, and there's not really anything else interesting to say about them other than the fact that they seem to be stored in the location that they begin. So now that we have triggered that checkpoint, we should be able to pass Reznov here and actually continue the mission, even though there's no objective markers, so I'm a little bit worried here. Yeah, but there we go. Now we can go ahead and slide on down this elevator shaft and open that door along with Reznov. Now, of course, the AI are in the positions that they're supposed to be, and I can go ahead and just pop them right in the head. Although it seems that guy looks a little bit confused, doesn't he? Let's just fix that for him. Let's go ahead and hop on in. I'm assuming that action right there is what spawns all of the AI, and it does seem like that's the case. There's only 4 of them here, though, however, so I'm guessing the rest of the facility is not populated yet. All of these scientists, by the way, it seems like they run to this hallway, which you go to in the end of the mission, and then just despawn at the end of it, which I find kind of funny. So their pathing is literally run through the entire mission, and then despawn.
Mason, this is Hudson. We know you're on Rebirth Island. Talk to me, Mason.
So before we go ahead and move up, let's just take a look at this lab because, this is 5, right? So we gotta. I will say it is quite a bit different. Like, for instance, here in the morgue, there isn't that little back room that hasn't been created here for the campaign. It seems like that is only for the zombies map. However, they do use the same model here for the surgery, and they do still have, like, I don't know what you want to call this, the cooling trays here with the bodies in the back. That's still there. But the rest of the facility is quite different. For one, there is no hallway back here. There seems to be a big old door blocking it. And if we go through it, we can see that there is no hallway. It seems like that hallway was created just for the zombies map, which I suppose makes sense. It's not really needed here for this campaign mission, but for the zombies map, being able to actually go all the way around the basement here would at least made it somewhat manageable. Not being able to do that would have really sucked. Inside what's normally the gun range in 5, it is not a gun range at all here. It's more cooling boards here at the back. There's no wonder weapons to be found or anything of that nature. In fact, the modeling is very different. Although something that's kind of cool that I've been finding around the map are these folders right here, and you can see the little bookmark on it is most certainly the Treyarch symbol. Going through this doorway, which is normally a window location in 5, we can see that, of course, that hallway does not exist, and the stairs, which do exist in 5, does not connect to it. It seems that the stairs themselves were actually moved in 5 somehow, because this hallway right here was the elevator, while to the left here was the stairs. Which is kind of a strange detail, because the stairs are completely unused in 5. I don't think the zombies use them, and certainly you don't use them as the player. Which I think further affirms my theory that 5 was going to be a map which you actually had to use stairs, and there wasn't originally going to be the elevator shaft. Or perhaps it was just going to be a secondary option, or maybe an option for the zombies themselves. Seems that none of the Easter eggs that are from zombies are in here, which I suppose makes sense. This little room as well has been changed. There's 2 doorways here in the campaign, while of course in zombies there's only the one of them. And there certainly is no hidden room back here like there was in Classified. All in all, the rest of this lab is kind of boring, so let's go ahead and continue onward into this section of the mission, which just has a bunch of AI shooting out of windows at you, I believe. If we use a little bit of no-clip and go on up into this section, we can at least see what it looks like, which, yeah, there's not exactly a lot of textures up here. We can just see through everything, and it seems like it's just a raised area here that wraps along the entire room. Something that is pretty cool is this little Nova 6 testing chamber thing, which does have intel in it normally for Black Ops 1, but that's not what I'm too interested in. I'm more interested in how this thing triggers. Like, if I go inside of here and wait long enough, the doors will close, and I believe Nova 6 gas will turn on and kill me. But since I have no target on, I'm wondering whether it will? I mean, it seems to be fine so far. Maybe if I wait long enough, I don't know. So yeah, I guess this is actually related to the targeting system in the game by AI. I'm not sure exactly how, though. So no target is off now, and I'm inside of this facility. I think the doors will close, right? It doesn't seem to be happening, actually. I'm wondering if a particular AI has to be alive for this to happen, because it doesn't seem to be occurring. The doors aren't closing, the Nova 6 isn't happening, but I definitely know it's a thing. I've done it before. While we're in here, we might as well take a sip of the coffee, because of course, I have my coffee with me here this morning. I hope wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this, you're enjoying yourself, because my oh my, do I love myself a little monkey like this guy. Look at that monkey go. Wait, does the monkey have a butthole? Oh, wow. Can't show that on YouTube. Holy shit. The developer that made these monkeys really got carried away, didn't they? But anyway, I love the Black Ops 1 campaign. It is probably my favorite campaign that's ever been made in Call of Duty. And if you do as well, leave a like down below. It helps me out a ton. And of course, make sure you're subscribed so you can come back for more. I can't wait to see what else this mission is hiding. So without further ado, let's continue. Which, before we do, actually, let's go ahead and use just a little bit of noclip, go through this wall, and check out the area with Steiner. So right now, it seems there's a chair here. When we were last in here, this chair did not exist. So it seems some trigger along the way has triggered the chair, but Steiner himself, he's not here, and certainly Hudson, Weaver, and whoever else comes in here to move this object and break the window. Yeah, they're not in here either. And also, this object is actually floating as well, which is kind of funny. But anyway, let's go ahead and trigger the next checkpoint, which is that one right there. And then we do have one more here at the end of the hallway. I just want to see, is Steiner in there yet? Oh, there's Steiner! Okay, so I can get in here, and I can chill with Steiner. It seems I can knife him, I can shoot him, make him all bloody. He definitely has God mode on. It seems like none of this does anything to him. Yeah, this is fun. Can I throw a grenade at him?
Grenade in!
It seems like that does nothing. And I guess what did I expect, huh? And if we go ahead and no-clip on out of this room, around the left side, we'll actually see one of the agents. I suppose they're all CIA agents, right? Aren't they? But yeah, here's this guy just chilling over here in the corner. We got Private Cook. It seems this guy is completely randomized every time you play this mission. The last time I checked this out, it was not Private Cook, and it was someone completely different. But it does seem that we can interact with him a little bit. We can push him around at least, and he'll start to do some animations and run right back to this one location. And we can even kill him.
Friendly fire!
And if I grab his gun, I mean, I don't know what this is going to do to the mission, but let's find out, right? I got a weird feeling it's going to soft lock us, right? So if I go ahead, no clip on back into this hallway, and then we hit the next checkpoint, what's going to happen?
Let us end this.
Yeah, it seems like I'm a little bit stuck, doesn't it? Yeah, it just keeps wanting me to open the door, and if I use no clip, can I, like, I can't move, no. Yeah, it looks like there's no solution other than to, well, die. Alright, so now that we have restarted, we should be able to open this door here. Please work.
Let us end this.
Dracovich's men are rounding up everyone on the island. Those no longer essential to his plans are being executed. You must hurry before they kill me too.
Friedrich Steiner. This is the end.
I know you. Vorkuta. You don't know what we did to you.
Mason, talk to me.
Your evil has claimed the lives of many good men. No longer.
Killing me will not stop Nova. I do not care about Nova. My name is Victor Resno. And I will have my revenge.
I swear to God, that's how Steiner died. Reznov killed him right in front of me.
You're lying, Mason. You killed Steiner. We know you did.
Reznov got exactly what he wanted. Revenge.
We saw the report, Mason. Victor Reznov did not kill Friedrich Steiner. Hudson saw what happened.
And just like that, the next section of the mission begins. So for this section of the mission here, you're on the turret of an armored vehicle, and because of that, when we use no clip, we're kind of stuck to the rotation of that turret, because moving the camera does rotate the turret itself. But I can shoot the whole time too, which is kind of fun. It's really hard to aim anywhere, as you can see, but I just took out a couple guys there. And let's see, can we hit this guy on the roof? There we go. Got him. And as we go ahead and advance on down the road, we got a bunch of dudes to shoot. And I believe right here is where one of the helicopters spawn on in and do this. Which, that's really strange. I didn't shoot that. Not exactly sure why that happened, but it definitely did. I shot that guy off his perch. Oh, well, didn't really turn out too well for him, did it?
MIA, dead ahead!
Take cover!
He's left off! Move! Incoming!
It doesn't seem like there's anything you can do about this helicopter that shoots you, no matter what happens. It seems this is a very scripted sequence.
Nova 6! Hazmat suits now!
We're moving forward. Protect your hazmat suits.
So during this section of the mission, when the map fills with Nova 6, it is the entire map. The helicopter which caused this to happen just goes all the way over here and then despawns. It seems like it's already gone, actually. I was hoping at least to be able to show it to you guys. And if we advance forward before the Nova 6 clears, we can see that, well, the Rebirth facility is a little bit toxic at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty much pointless to explore that while this is the case, but it's pretty cool to see how they did this. They essentially applied the effect to the entirety of the map. I mean, it even stretches out into the ocean. And everything below the street level here is really hard to see in. So that helicopter right there is kind of interesting. It seems like it just flies around in circles. In fact, there's actually two of them here, huh? I'm guessing these are supposed to be those helicopters which we see while we're on the rooftop with Reznov that come on over. And there we go, it just despawned.
Yankee squad has cleared the west perimeter. Moving north. Keep moving west. Found that out.
So pretty much all these checkpoints are the same. They just spawn a bunch of AI here for you to shoot towards the back of the area. And of course, put an objective marker at the next trigger, which happens to be this doorway.
Moving up on the flank. Keep heading north.
Understood. We're taking heavy fire from the helicopters.
Stay with it. We're about half a click south of the lab.
Here comes another one of those helicopters, just dropping in a bunch of dudes here. And when it leaves, well, it flies through a tree and then despawns right there out of bounds. Like, swear, you could probably see that. Yep, you can definitely see that.
Alpha squad, we're taking direct fire from the enemy. Requesting backup. Over.
Almost there, Weaver. Hang on.
Yankee squad, get out of the PTR! We're gonna get it!
Weaver!
We're alive, Hudson. But they got us pinned down. They're on our east flank.
Got it.
Turn them down.
Woo! And then here comes these two helicopters,
Hudson, use the Strela and the choppers.
which Hudson, of course, has to shoot down with a good old Strela P. But there is our next trigger with all these guys. If we go ahead and walk on through it, I believe this is when all of the smoke clears, which honestly feels like a relief. And while we're here, might as well just grab a quick little AK-74U, huh? But now that the smoke is cleared, we can no-clip on back and get a better look at this area. The main thing I want to check out is the layout, right? So, like, how did we just path through this area? So we started in those armored vehicles way back there and drove on up this roadway. This is where that whole helicopter scene went down, and we went down this road right here, which is, of course, well, where our BTR is right now. So this is when the gas happened, right here in this street, which, I mean, the canisters are actually still here, as well as a dead bird. Nice. What's kind of strange to me is the route that we chose. For some reason, we decided to go over this bridge, which would have led to a really strange intersection, needing to take a right, I suppose, and then going down this way towards the facility. Which, I mean, I guess would have worked. It would have got us there, but it's definitely not the most direct route. If we fly over here to this side, we can see that there's a road right here leading into the facility as well, and it's a straight shot from where we started the mission. Here is an identical looking bridge that we would have crossed, and on the other side of it is what pretty much is the start of the mission. So if we go down this road right here, we can see this intersection where that helicopter crashed. We really should have took a left here instead of a right. Probably would have saved us a lot of trouble. But instead, of course, we didn't. We went right. We lost our vehicle here on this road. We go through a bunch of buildings right here, cutting through them all, and then making our way to the Rebirth facility. But after a long look, there isn't really all that much to explore, other than, I suppose, this staircase right here, which has a very suspicious-looking desk here at the bottom that changes position depending on how close we are to it. But it blocks the staircase, just like in Zombies, actually. It really looks like some debris, but if we go on upstairs, we can see what this room looks like. There's not much going on inside of it. I mean, there's not really even textures for the walls here. It's just kind of a room just chilling. Although the entirety of it is constructed. I mean, I can walk around the outside. There's a big old space here, and there's even a doorway. But other than that, there's also this room right here, which is made for AI to spawn in and then shoot down at you from this little balcony here. But it's kind of cool to take a look at. You never get to be in here, so let's go ahead and turn off no clip. The texture of the floor doesn't seem to extend the entire space of the floor, which is kind of funny, I suppose. And it does have windows here for the AI to shoot out of, although I don't think they do. I think they're only on this balcony. But alright, that's enough horsing around out here. There's nothing really else to look at, so let's go ahead and continue the mission. Which... are all my guys dead? Yeah, dude, there's a bunch of dead dudes. Holy crap. Turns out the Spetsnaz are really good at their job, huh? Literally the only guy left is Weaver and... oh, we got... who is this? Sergeant Osborne? Oh, he's dead. Okay, so we have infinite spawning AI here, it seems. Yeah, we keep getting new members here, just hopping on in. Where are they spawning at? Over here? Yeah, so it's really hard to get him to spawn in front of your camera. It seems that they're programmed to not do so. Whenever I'm looking at this little corner here, they don't spawn in, so I gotta, like, look away and then catch them doing it. So it's a little bit funky, but yeah, it does seem like they just spawn right here around the corner and then run on down to the map. And then die, I suppose, because, oh my god, look at all of them. If we go ahead and take a look on inside the facility early, there seems to be no Spetsnaz, and of course this is also the case for the lab down beneath. None of the AI that will be down here later have spawned in yet. The place is completely empty, just like it was before while we were playing as Mason. And I mean, cause we can, let's take a look at what this little ending room looks like. Currently, right now, there is a hole in the glass, and that object that you use with Weaver to break it open is just floating right here next to it. It seems this area is currently in the state that it was when you switched over to the second half of the mission. Steiner is nowhere to be found, and also there is no soldier sitting here around the corner. The place is completely empty. Oh, and also I just noticed the blood stain on the floor seems to be gone. I guess that's a texture that spawns in later on when you take out Steiner. Kind of a small detail, but pretty cool how they do that. Something else I found pretty cool about this building, of course you're supposed to go through this front door right here, and then hang a left, go down this hallway, and then eventually through this door right here, which is a little bit of a decontamination zone. What's interesting about this area is this door right here on the left. If we go ahead and go through it, we can see that it actually would have connected through to this hallway, which is, well, through this door right here on the side. I'm guessing they wanted to make this a little bit more linear, so they took this out, but it does seem like this doorway right here would have been an alternate entrance to the facility.
We need to pass through decontamination.
Mason, this is Hudson. We know you're on Rebirth Island. Talk to me, Mason. It's Mason.
What the hell is he doing?
Killing everyone between him and Steiner.
Moving on down this next set of stairs, I believe is what triggers all of the enemies. So right now, if we go ahead and do a little bit of no clip, we can see that the facility is now covered with a bunch of dead bodies and a whole lot of blood. I'm not sure how this is done. I guess all the textures are just completely swapped out with new ones, and now the facility is essentially modeled as if Mason has come on through here and shot up all these dudes. As we can see, though, there is no living AI yet, so I believe those spawn in with the next triggers, so I guess let's go ahead and do that. We can go on past the elevator that Mason came in at. There's our first living AI right there. And moving down this hallway, it spawns more to our left right here.
What the hell was that?
It's Steiner. He's trying to contact us. Steiner, what's the situation? Steiner, what's the situation?
Dragovich's men are rounding up everyone on the island. Those no longer essential to his plans are being executed. You must hurry before they kill me too!
So as you just heard, Steiner called us, just like he does in that cutscene when you're Mason. We're supposed to go through this door right here, but of course Mason and Reznov went through this door, which on the other side of it, I guess is just a couple dead bodies for some reason. But if we move into this room, we can see there is no Steiner, there is no Mason, and well, the window seems to have been repaired. However, the object that you used to break that window is still just sitting right here, floating in the air, left off just like it was after that cutscene. But the second I press the button on this door, of course, that triggers everything. Now we run on into the facility, and there's Mason assaulting Steiner.
Damn, it's bulletproof. Mason, what are you doing? We need him alive. Stand down. Stand down.
My name is Victor Reznov, and I will have my revenge!
Mason, no!
I'm fine. Check Steiner.
He's dead.
What about Reznov, the defector? We need to find him.
We won't. He was never here. I didn't believe it till I saw it with my own eyes. What did they do to you in Vorkuta, Mason?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Rebirth. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like down below. It helps me out a ton, and of course, make sure you're subscribed so you can come back for more. This was a really cool mission to check out. There's a lot of really interesting details, like how they did that whole Nova 6 thing. I mean, that was super cool. And of course, seeing how this whole ending cutscene thing happens and the different stages this room has gone through was awesome as well. But that is it for me today. If you want to watch some more of my content, you can click one of the videos on your screen. But if not, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, and peace out.